It's the Josh Show, Season 3. A counter satire podcast designed to save the world or possibly end it. Brought to you in part by Blue Steel Productions. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Check out my page for more info. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Join me every Friday at 3 p.m. here, live on the Josh Show. You can find us everywhere. Join my evil empire today.
The second story is the husband and wife passed divorce, and the ex-husband, the ex-husband burned down the house you two together? That's incredible. That was incredible.
Please tell me this thing has been on the whole time you could hear me. Henry, could you hear me the whole time? Hopefully. Okay, so we'll start us off a little bit early today. Sorry, you guys might have saw my mouth talking, but I wasn't didn't have my microphone on. So just in case that goofiness is all over with. See, now I'm not a professional ghost hunter. I'm an amateur ghost hunter. So I'm trying to do my very first investigation ever using two objects that are haunted and they're known to be haunted by the person who owned them. Now, I haven't had much luck up to this point since we started our investigation. We tried a couple of different things. On day number one, we tried just your simple, let's set up, let's put some stuff out here. Let's just ask some questions and see if we got anything. We were using a ghost app that was called Ghost Vox. It was different than the one we're using right now. Okay, it kind of had like a radio, kind of like one of those voice spirit boxes. It was like a spirit box with actually the sound in the background. But I wasn't getting any words from that, and then decided to try that 2 days, Didn't get any result from either one of them. So my first one was very simple. It was, let's use the app here to see if we can get any messages from them. And a lot of us were wrong. The couple of names I tried to do that I got off of my initial impressions were Charles and Charlie, which I found are wrong. Anna or Annie was another one that I got, but that is wrong. So we did get some words on that first experiment, Then the second experiment, like I said, we added a female presence into the investigation, which was my wife. So we used a female presence to see if we could do anything that would allow same experiments from the first day, only we added a female to it because it was her birthday and we wanted to celebrate her birthday. That was on the 6th. Then on the third day, we tried the Vox app one more time. We got a bunch of things, bunch of words that came through on the little thingy here, but nothing really made sense. So it didn't really try that. Then yesterday, we tried a clear pendulum, the cat toy inside of the potato ricer. We tried to cast a circle around cast a magical space around it to see if that affected it in any way, shape, or form, because I heard she likes pagans. So we casted a pagan circle yesterday. And now I just got told to listen. I'm listening. I think we have your name. So today I did what most paranormal researchers have to do at some point in their investigation. They have to get more information. So they have to go find out more history about the object a little bit. So I only asked for one piece of history today. Her first name, and only her first name. And that was all else I knew about her. Okay. So the one thing that I will say we are getting a little bit more of is that we definitely felt the female presence. That has been verified, but that's been the only thing that's been verified. So now we have a sex and we have a name. So we have a female that we know we're working with now, and we know our first name. So now we have those two pieces of extra evidence, extra information that we had to have beforehand, and we just got listen. So she's telling you to listen all up because she might be doing some talking today. But still, since she has lived somewhere else for most of her life with the person she trusts more than she even knows me, it is, I swear, if she comes in this room during this investigation, I'm going to lose it. I swear. So sometimes, people interrupt your investigations. You don't know. That's why it's important to do your due diligence to make sure you're going to a safe place that is not going to hurt you. If it's a dangerous place and it's haunted, at least you have permission to be there so that you don't have to worry about private property and breaking rules and laws and stuff like that. So, this is the Josh Show, investigating the haunted side, part 5. And that's what we tried so far. So we are going to be trying yet again Ghost Tube. I'm going to try to find a different app after this. It's a word generator / something a little bit different to try. I was thinking of doing something like an SLS camera, but there's so many things you could pick up as an image of a person in here. I didn't think it would be I was debunking it before I could, debunk it. But this thing has it finds, the people kind of like a stick figure every once in a while. It caught me, it caught my wife. We tried it for a laugh more before anything. But I just thought it was too easily manipulated. If you put it in one spot, it would kind of find a figure somewhere, anywhere. Didn't matter where I pointed. Oh, and that was the worst one we tried. So just kind of getting you guys up to date with what we tried today. So now we have the cat toy still. This should blink up. Now you'll notice I cut a small hole in here because I wanted to make it a little bit easier for this spirit to kind of try to communicate with us. So not only now do we going to have to put it back in our standard spot, we're just going to set this back right there. So now we know if that makes a kind of at least a better movement like that. Now we know for sure. Before you had to basically throw it against the wall. It's more of a kid's toy than a cat toy. So we have our kid's toy, and now we have Moose. So this happens in investigations sometimes. An outside force comes in and bothers you during an investigation. You have to reset everything all over again because that person knew you were doing this in this room during this time. I'm looking at my wife over here. Just for the last couple of days, it's been like, I'm doing this for this entire hour. I just got done setting up and explaining this to all the people. And now things. But like I said, in real ghost invention, you don't know. Especially, this is why you need to have permission to be in certain places at certain times, because you never know who's going to show up to bother you and ruin all of your investigation. If some stupid kid is making ghost noises outside of the stupid thingy while you're investigating and you're getting the ohs and the whoos and stuff like that, and that could literally be anywhere. Someone could be halfway down the other block and screaming and yelling, and you hear this distant scream, and no one could prove to you that it wasn't one of those other investigators making a sound. So we have to take it by that. That's why we don't want to fake evidence. That's not how we want to do real ghost hunting. We don't fake evidence. We allow the evidence to come and present itself, trying to do it in a controlled manner that actually means, that will be able to be the same space. So what have we done? We've allotted from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time as our global ghost hunt to the 14th. So during that time, if you want a cigarette or anything else, you have to come in a half an hour before, because I have to get everything set up, make sure I get the box right, make sure I get my haunted items. I'm just giving her a hard time. She's over here making lots of lewd hand gestures at me. She wants me to turn the radio up, which means the middle finger in my donation. Yeah, exactly. Two of them at the same time. So anyway, but I'm actually glad she did that, because that's how sometimes ghost hunts happen. Like I said, today is day 5, so we got more information from the person who owned it, and now we have a name we can ask. Oya was the way we had to answer. She's here now. I'm not going to even try to say she's not here now. So we have a little bit of feminine energy in the room. So, and that could be a good thing. But we both had a really, really long day today. So we went and took a nice long walk. We got something to eat. We got some things to do today. But now we're both knackered as all hell. Well, since I don't have any real things to do, because we only got one word, and I didn't get a chance to even get a cigarette yet because I was too busy trying to get everything set up. And then by the time I realized it was time to go live on air, so I'm taking this small little break before we begin our investigation to just take this nice moment to really get some things like that. If I'm going to go on a ghost hunt for 3 hours, I don't need a heater every 3 hours. That might ruin our evidence, especially if we're in a place where we're supposed to be locked down for an entire day. And that's one thing that real ghost hunters, there's a difference between commercialized ghost hunting and actual people who go out there and do the ghost hunting. Now, I'm not saying that every show out there is a bad ghost hunting show. Okay, there are some legitimate ones out there that did get their own money together to be able to do other things. Project Fear, that one's for you, buddy. I know you're coming out with something soon there, Dakota, and I've been a big fan of his ever since I learned more about him personally, and a little bit more of the people that he used to work with, who may or may not, for legal reasons, have done some things in their show that weren't always ghost. I can't say. I think you know who I'm talking about. Now, I should respect the actor. I respect the people on these teams. I don't think they're not going out there doing these things, but sometimes it's like every not every time you go into a house that's got a satanic symbol, are you going to get the demon trying to possess you, taking off your shirt and running around like a madman?
You do that on a Saturday night.
That's me on a Saturday night. So, we will ask some more questions. We'll be writing down the question that we are asking. So we've got the ghost tube going again with the word generator. We have one word so far. We will check it periodically, but I'm putting it here trying to show you that, actually, what is going on now? Again. No. Why do you keep opening that stupid app? I don't even have that app. So far, we've gotten Willie, which is not her name. Nobody knows, listen, and you. And I didn't even hear the three of those words. So sometimes it doesn't say the word, it doesn't always give this information. All the features are not unlocked on this because you have to pay whatever $5 fee in order to get the full investigation kind of a deal. Now, why are you doing this? This might make it easier for people to see. We don't really need color. So we got a little bit of a black and white scene there, so you can kind of see anything, maybe a different. It gives you the option to kind of go through the human spectrum there. And so I kind of put it on something that we might catch something different today. So that's the only one thing we're trying different on the ghost tube today is we're trying a different spectrum. We're trying negative instead of positive. Negative as in a negative image rather than a positive image. Kind of like you take that picture, you have to go get it developed negative. If you know if you know the answer to that joke, you're old like me and used to develop your own film. You couldn't look it up in a camera. You had to wait a whole week to see them. So, all right, let's say goodbye to our wife.
Bye.
So at least for the first 15 minutes of our show, we had some female energy that came in. I haven't even introduced myself to the object or anything yet because I was getting to that point, and then pop in she comes. Hello, Olga. Olga is how you pronounce her name. It's the Olga is how it's spelled. How it's pronounced is Olga. So that's how we're going to say Olga. So Olga, kind of, it should be Olga in English, but it's Olga is what people would call her. So Olga. I might be saying it wrong, but maybe she'll let us know which one is the right way to say it today via the voice box thingy. Although I will just get a word, so you'll have to tell me. So this is kind of where you guys get to come and participate just a little bit, okay? So just in case you were wondering, it's an NC-17 show. Language and other things make up because if something suddenly happens, there will be an oh shit or an oh F moment. Okay, so just in case you know there, because I will be swearing up a storm because I'll be so darn excited. I don't know if I'll be able to get the words. But this is the Jaw Show, investigating the haunted side, starting right now until 6:55 p.m. We will be trying to do this one more time. But hey, guys, I want you to do one last thing, okay? Go show everyone at the globalghosthunt.com some love. We are part of the Parapost Network. We're part of the UP program and the PPN Network. So, guys, just go check those out whenever you get a chance. There are a lot of good investigators out there that you might need to go check out who are doing some live investigations. We just got another word. We got you and 10. All right, we're not going to check that anymore. If it says something and we think it says something concrete, sorry guys, I gotta get. There's nothing to drink here. I know Brian was going to be doing his own investigation that he is probably already pre-done and pre-recorded, but these were all done live, guys. So most of these were recorded before, so we could have it ready for the ghost hunt. But most of this evidence hasn't been seen before this date. So, and they were recorded live at the time. So you'll have to go judge every team. But we want to also honor these locations, guys. These locations are the reasons, they're the stars of the show. The investigators are there to help bring new light to these wonderful, great ghost hunting places, because if we don't hold that history to be true, that will go away. That will no longer be a place we can go investigate anymore, because that place won't no longer be available for that, because it will no longer exist sometimes in most places. You know, when you've got the old dilapidated jail on the middle of nowhere, why no one has ever knocked it down by now is because people go in there and do things like this. It makes money just sitting there, letting people get all creeped out, going into a jail cell that might have had the murderer of all murderers in it, and it's the creep factor, okay? I believe ghosts are all around us all of the time. Some of us are better at picking it up than others. I like to consider myself a medium, where I feel like I can communicate with spirit, but this spirit has been increasingly non-helpful, because we have not gotten a single piece of evidence, and I'm starting to worry that I'm not controlling my experiments enough, or maybe I kind of didn't think this all the way out. But like I said, it's my first time ever doing an amateur ghost hunt, so let's get back to this, guys. So now we're going to start to ask some questions. Okay? So if you guys hear something or see something happen behind me or anywhere in this room, please point it out in the chat, because that's the only way I'm going to know if evidence is really, really happening. There. I kind of got to see my other screen here so I can see if people are saying anything to me. And I'm not exactly the best setup for that. So we got the haunted glass bowl and everything going on there. And that was a alert from my phone, not an actual sound it might have made. So with that is debunked. So here we are, guys. Hopefully this is still recording, guys. I'm sorry about that. I went to go check my comments and no one was there. And then I thought I accidentally clicked off the screen, and it was like, oh no, I've lost my investigation. No. And I was going to be like, okay, for reasons of bad form. So now we only have for an investigation time, about a half an hour at most right now. Okay, so for this dedicated half an hour, we're going to spend it ghost hunting. So, Oya, I'm Joshua. Welcome to my home. I'd like to welcome you on behalf of me and my family. I would really like you to communicate with me today or any day until the 14th. We will be here from 6 until 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, even though I don't think that will matter to you necessarily. It may matter to you guys out there in the universe, because we're trying to do a concrete time frame every single day to show that we're going to be back at the same time. So it kind of gets used to us coming at the same time, like you would do in a normal ghost hunt, spending it over 3 to 4 days. Well, instead of doing it 3 to 4 days, I'm doing it for an entire almost 2 weeks. Oh, well, I don't know if you can quite call it 2 weeks. 14 days, 10 days, over 10 days. Sorry. So that means we should have 10 investigations under our belt, and then we'll do a recap at the very end. That'll be the last show that we do that. So that'll be the 14th show. So we'll do the recap and kind of go over everything and really talk about what worked, what didn't work. So we're really hoping you will come, Olga, today and light up this cat toy. At least try to do that today, because I made it a lot easier for you to do that now. I'm going to put this back in the center of this glass bowl.
Please listen.
And we're going to please listen. Did you hear that? It said that one clearly. So we are listening, Olga. How are you doing today? We couldn't use a pendulum today because the chain, the little eye hook on it broke, so I didn't have enough time to get it together because we were about to go live. So we just decided to skip that part of the experiment today, taking one thing away. Maybe it's too busy up here, so we're making it a little bit more simplistic today, only having the ghost ball and this app that I found on the internet. Okay. And if anybody has any ghost hunting apps out there that I don't have to pay for that are more better tools to use out there, please let me know in the chat because I could use some ideas at this point. Like I said, we went and got more information. So now I want to know, are you here? Can you see me? All right, I'm going to ask these questions one more time in succession, okay? How are you today, Oya? Okay. Are you here? Oh, we had a word. I don't know what it said though. Should we see it? Let's see what the word is here. Hanged. So it said hanged once I asked you, are you here? Can you see me? Okay, gotta give it a second to recalibrate here. So every time I ask a question, you see the voice box recognize my voice. Can you see me? All right, let's try a couple different questions now, okay? Oh. You know what? We're just going to try to have a. How about we just try a normal conversation? We're not going to write anything down. We're just trying to have a conversation. Hello? Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Olga. I have a call for you. Olga, are you there? Hey, sweetie, it's Josh. I know you're not home right now, but we would like you to come here and meet me at my house. We would like to visit with you a while. Can you come over today? If the answer is yes, light that ball up. If the answer is no, well, you'll either do nothing. The only way we know if it's a yes answer is if you light it up. Otherwise, everything we're just not going to take as evidence unless you do it two different ways, okay? So, got to make it blink twice for yes, once for no. Not that you've blinked once yet. I was so excited to get these items because we're trying the old haunted item investigation, guys. That's why we are not, going around checking other things out. That's why it's a stationary place where I missed what it said. We'll check it in a little bit, guys. Let's just kind of try to have a conversation here. And I'm going to put the microphone a little bit more in front of where it is saying things so that we can maybe pick some stuff up here. Okay. Maybe that's something I should try here. Putting the microphone a little bit closer to the phone. To the radio here. To see if we get any kind of response. So I know you probably can't see this, but it's right here. The microphone is right below the phone, so you should be able to hear any words it says clearly. Okay, so we're going to try to move the microphone a little bit closer so you guys can hear those words clearer, okay? So if you hear a word or are getting a message, any of my medium friends out there... Okay, it said something, but I don't know what it said, so... Later this evening. Well, I'm sorry, later this evening isn't going to work for both of us. That's something we can also try tomorrow. Maybe. Well, it can't really do tomorrow. That may mean I'd have to do it tonight. One of these nights we should try doing something at like 3 o'clock in the morning. We'll record it and then we'll play it back the next day, kind of a deal. So maybe I could, let this go for a longer period of time. And if you guys want to sit and watch it for a while, it'd be the longest one I've ever done, but you'd only be watching to see if the cat toy and the thing would say anything. And then I'd have to go back and check to see what it said. I just don't. How is this even? I don't have Ghost SLS. How are you giving? So we got a couple different screens we can choose from. So just let me show you guys real quick. This is the thermal screen. Oh, dear God. We got the thermal screen. We've got the like I said, that's the negative space. That's the negative space screen. Okay. Then we've got the normal, just your normal camera screen. Then we've got kind of like a night vision screen of sorts. Then we have kind of a little bit of a kind of I don't know how to describe this one. Looks like it's a little bit more of an enhanced version of that. So, but these words don't just show up on this page. We just got what I'm trying to investigate. So we're gonna just leave it on a screen, and I'm gonna get rid of this bar that's going across the screen real quick so you guys can actually see it here. So I'm gonna get rid of this banner for a little bit so you guys can actually see it. All right. And welcome in, Colin, by the way. Thank you for stopping by here. We're doing a live ghost hunt today. This is our 5th day of doing it, Colin. So welcome on in. Thank you very much for showing up from one of my Twitch family. So this is kind of what we're doing. We're doing this ghost hunt. We have this ghost ball here. It's a child's toy. If you bounce it, it lights up. Then we have this ghost app we found online called Ghost Tube. And we're using this one that has a word generator within it. It has over 500 words in there. So it's telling us the words that we feel might be spirit communicating with us. And we also have the video aspect of it. But honestly, we're using it more for that other stuff because there's no way to really shoot a video without in this room that would make any sense to anybody because you couldn't see it because I don't have a way to prop my phone up like some people might have the ability to do. So welcome on in, people. So we've been asking a couple of questions. We thought we'd just start out in a normal conversation, Like, Olga, I miss you. I wonder, I really didn't know you in life, and I'd like to learn more about you. Um, we've been sitting here trying to find these things out from you, as much information as you want to give us, because we're going to go report back to your friend Kristen later on the 14th and let her know what we found too. So we want you to come here and communicate with us and me here in this room during this dedicated time between 6 and 7 every day for the next 5 days. Now we're asking you to come here tomorrow and pre ask you to come here tomorrow to visit with us and give us some evidence, hopefully. So far, we have not gotten any evidence whatsoever, except maybe some random words coming through this ghost tube, which I am equating to not being really, I'm not taking it very seriously, honestly, because it hasn't been making any sense whatsoever. And it's asking you for money to do ghost hunting on it. And I'm like, why do I need to pay the $5 or whatever a month so that you can give me an option to what? Take a picture or one other option you don't allow me to do on here? No, that's okay. I don't need that. We're not, some investigators can have the toy, but this is, like I said, my first actual amateur ghost hunting here, but I'm doing it in the comfort of my home, and I'm investigating haunted objects too. Okay, that's why it's called investigating the haunted side, because we weren't able to go anywhere for the global ghost hunt. So, but there are lots of good teams out there, guys. So, please go check them out. Okay, so is there anything you want to tell us about? Oh yeah. And even using my psychic abilities, I still am not getting very much from this person. I get a presence, but that's about it. I get a presence of sorts. I felt like it was feminine, but I didn't want to even know the sex when I started this off. Okay, so I did get that at least verified today by my friend Kristen, and she was giving me some advice. I said, "Hey, is there any way to draw her out a little bit more besides using the tool and anything else I can use?" She says, "Well, I says, may I have her first name at least?" So I confirmed she was female, and kind of figured it was female for a glass bowl and stuff. That's a little bit, I don't know too many men would go around doing glass bowls back in that day, but you never know. I don't know what everyone could have. You never know. They could have been might have different feelings, but they weren't allowed to share them. So who knows? I didn't want to put the limitations of. I wanted to find out for myself who the spirit was, and I've tried some psychometry. I've got some things from that, and we did that yesterday. We did some light psychometry. We never got to do the psychometry with the potato ricer very much. So maybe here in about 10 minutes, we're going to give it a little bit more to see, and then we're going to have to put this phone down for a little bit and just try some psychometry, which is an energetic practice of when you hold an object, you can feel its energy better when you're holding it within your hands. Now, I happen to be a natural psychometrist because I do palm readings most of the times. That's my thing I do most often when I do a reading for someone. I do it I'm holding their hands when I'm doing it. But tarot reading, you don't need to hold. You get that energy exchange with tarot reading. It's different than doing a palm reading, because when you're holding someone's hand and getting that energy right from them. So we haven't gotten any evidence so far up to this point in any way that has been concise, that has been the same thing that's come over and over again. This is why the field of ghost hunting is such a subjective field, because they say you have to be able to prove that a thing can happen time and time again in order for you to prove it's real. Well, I can't prove tomorrow really happened, honestly, unless I actually went back in time and took video of my whole day chronologically what I did yesterday. That's the only way I could prove it. If I had tape, I could tell you I won $1 million yesterday. You'd never know if I did or didn't. And if I won $1 million, I wouldn't be doing silly ghost hunting things with these tools. I'd be going out buying the real stuff. I'd be going out paying my bills and making sure all of my stuff is never have to pay for a single thing ever again. So I'm just taking a smoke break, guys. So here's how most ghost hunting works. And this is from an amateur, so if I'm wrong, people can correct me. Like Henry Lee, he's a professional ghost hunter, so is a lot of people in the I almost said the wrong one, UP program. And as part of the Parapost Network, there are a lot of people, especially during the global ghost hunt, there are a lot of cool teams doing a lot of different styles and places and stuff. So I'm trying the location of my home as my base of observations. I'm really kind of getting sour stomachish. No. Oh, sorry. So we're only going to be investigating for approximately 6:40 now. We said we go to 6:50. So that's 10 more. We'll call it 10 more minutes of investigating, and then we're going to call it today. I kind of feel all discombobulated. Every time I come in here and try to get this experiment set up, I keep getting interrupted unless I'm asking for that permanent, interruption. So, but that's how things happen in a real ghost hunt. First, you want to make sure you have an idea of what you're going to be doing during it. You're going to try different experiments throughout the night to see if you can elicit a response from spirit. You're going to try different things. I don't have motion sensors or anything like that except for the cat toys, about the closest thing I have to a motion sensor. So I can't tell you if something moved in a corner or whatever, like that kind of a deal. I don't have the high-tech gadgets a lot of people do. I had access to a pendulum, but it is currently unoperational because I have to find a new eye hook for the chain because it dropped somewhere in my pile of mess on the floor. I don't think I could find even if I wanted to find it. So that's what we've been trying so far, Colin, and Henry Lee and the Parapost Network and all the people out there watching the J.A.W show here live. Like I said, this is a live investigation. I'm doing this actually at the time I'm doing it, so this one isn't pre-recorded. We might try to do something overnight, maybe one of these nights. I don't know. Maybe like I said, we'll shoot for Friday's episode to be. Maybe we'll do something Thursday night. I'll set my alarm. I'll get up around 3:00 in the morning and get it all recorded around 3:00 in the morning. We'll go for an hour and then we'll show you the result so we can try something a little bit later if we want to try a different time. Because they say sometimes at night at the witching hour, which is 3:30, 3:00. Everyone knows 3 a.m. is the witching hour sometimes now. Well, actually midnight is the witching hour, but they say that things happen from 12 at night to 3 in the morning. So maybe we need to try that once just to see if that's the truth. We could even try to do something like that. I can't do it today, guys. I'm just too beat today. Maybe tomorrow I can do it. I don't have a whole lot going on besides doing tarot reading in the morning, and I really want to have the energy to do that because that's important to me, and I really enjoy doing that for people. I think I'm better when I'm being a medium for other people than I am doing a ghost hunting. That's kind of what I've been learning about my gifts up to this point in life. I've known that my whole life, that I can communicate with spirit, however come in space. I'm not the best at communicating all of the things going on there. And because I'm feeling a little icky, we're going to try to do this. Well, so for the remaining time, if there are any words we'll check from this point forward, let's just kind of recap here on what words we did get so far, okay? So according to this thing, we've gotten the following words up to this point, and I'm going to put the words in order. In order. Okay. We have Willie, which is not their name. Nobody knows is the answer. Listen was the second word, the third word we got. You was the fourth word we got. 10 was the ninth word. Sorry. Well, this is in order. Then we got please listen. Then we got hanged. later this evening. So they might be telling me maybe it is something I need to do that I need to do later this evening. Then they said, what? Then they said, here. And next one is stay here. Stay with me. Sorry, stay with me was on here with me. And the last word was buried. So those are the words that we've gotten so far off of this thing here. Let me see if I can kind of show you guys a little bit. Please forgive my screen here. Okay, so this is the word generator thing that I've gotten so far. So these are the words that we have gotten up to this point, guys. So just to show you everything I said really came through on this thing. So from this point forward until the end of it, we will check one more time to see if anything happens. So we're just going to leave that sit there today. And we're going to try some natural psychometry here for the next 5 minutes. What that means, I'm going to hold this object and I'm going to try to use my abilities to try to see if I can feel and understand what they're doing. So we're going to move this a little bit more over here. So now I think I can do it this way now. Oh. So at least you guys can see the screen a little bit there. Okay. Give me a second to just kind of take a couple deep breaths and get ready to do this for the last 5 minutes. We're doing this investigation for today, okay? And tomorrow we will be back and we'll be doing it for the same amount of time, starting a little bit early, but ending a little bit before 6. We're trying to see if maybe adjusting the time even just a tiny bit changes anything. So that's part of the experiment today too, you know. And I have TV shows I want to watch really badly. I know it's kind of bad to say to them that takes priority too in my life. I have things I like to do. And maybe one day you all get so much of it, it won't matter what's on. I can go watch it the next day, you know. So I wonder if you're making me feel icky for a reason. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to say anything that comes to my mind while I'm doing this. I'm even going to try to use the tool a little bit because the person said using this tool elicits activity. We've tried this a couple times now without getting any result. Can you move the cat ball or make it light up while I'm doing this? Oya, hi. How are you doing today? Will you please communicate with me and give me some kind of a vision or some kind of acknowledgement that you're here? I do feel your presence, but it's not as strong with me as you might be comfortable with somebody else. I think you know the kind of person I am right now because I put you in the room where I do all of my podcast stuff, so you hear everything I do for people every day. So I think that maybe you could give me some information. Anything you want to share, I'm willing to be able to say. I do get a little bit of tightness in my chest when I'm holding this specific object. So I'm wondering if you had a heart attack or something like that. So I'm kind of feeling a slight tightness in my chest. You guys have to take my word for that, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I feel. Are you making me feel sick? Could also be what I ate earlier for lunch, so I'm not going to blame this one on you there, young lady. What'd you do when you were little? Anything? What was your favorite toy growing up? I'm really not getting anything today off of this. Yesterday I was picking up some stuff. I kind of think we're going to have to try this experiment again tomorrow because I think I'm not in tune like I thought I needed to be there, guys. And I think it's me more than anything. I spent too much energy today, and I just don't think I have anything left to get anything from it. I couldn't do a tarot reading stream right now if you paid me money to do a tarot reading stream. And I mean real money. So we've been going for 57 minutes now. We had a little bit of a technical glitch in there, but we've been going for 57 minutes and we haven't gotten any kind of evidence except what I've told you up to this point. So now let's just go back in this app one last time since we're about to end our. And the last thing that was said was still buried. So that was the last thing that was said. One last time for anybody out there who would like to say something before we leave. This is your chance. We're going to be done here. We won't be back until tomorrow. Last chance to say something. Light up the cat toy. Say something like goodbye for my people out there watching this. Oh. Oh, good. I don't have to do that anymore. Well, guys, I really want to say thank you for being here today and being a part of this ghost hunt. We want to say thank you to all the people at the Parapost Network and a part of the Global Ghost Hunt. I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this, even in my own small way. We will be back tomorrow with a new 6 o'clock investigation tomorrow. And then Friday, we're going to try doing something at night and then showing you what we got the next day, okay? So that might be something we're thinking about trying. If you guys have any suggestions out there, I would really love to hear them. If you heard or saw anything during this show, please don't be afraid to tell me in the comments. And I really do appreciate you guys for being here and a part of my podcast and a part of every day that we go out. So I really, really want to say thank you very much one last time on our way out. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for all that you've done. This has been the J.A.W. Show. Over.
second story is the husband and wife passed divorce, and the ex-husband, or the ex-husband, burned down the house. And unfortunately, there's some stories of people being killed if it's the mother that is caught. Are you two together? That's incredible. That was incredible.